Where's Aaron? You gotta do this, Aaron.
Give me the jersey.
You have to do this. You gotta wear the jersey.
Okay, bullshit. Hang on. It's a Mark Sanchez jersey. Anyway, it's too small. Hang on, hang on just a second.
No.
Hang on.
You have to do it.
Jesus Christ. This is a kid's jersey, dude. Oh, this is disgusting. And you know what? Screw Raphael. I hope his 49ers. I hope the 49ers never win a game for the rest of eternity. I really do, okay? This is freaking embarrassing. God, this thing doesn't even look green. It looks like puke. It looks like, I mean, and green's not a bad color, but this is just embarrassing. All right. So I have hang on. I have two questions. My first question is, Milena, why did you get a Mark Sanchez jersey?
It's a nice jersey.
But why Mark Sanchez? Okay.
Fumble.
Okay, fine. The butt fumble. Okay.
Yeah. It's perfect.
But why did you get me a kid's jersey? Look at this. I'm like bleeding through. This jersey sucks so bad. I'm bleeding through the background. This is
nice. Didn't think of that. That was not on purpose, I promise. Feeling a little uncomfortable with wearing it?
Yes. And this is the one moment where I thought, well, actually I'm happy. Maybe Tom Brady doesn't watch this show. Okay? Because if he did, he would probably call YouTube and ask them to remove the entire channel for us talking about Brady. So, yeah, that's.
Hey, we got a couple of super chats from Guess Who?
Yeah, screw you, Raphael. Screw you. Yeah. No thanks. Refund Raphael's money. I don't want to talk to him right now. This is.
He says, "Let's go." Raphael's having fun.
Okay, Raphael, what's the parameters of this crap? How long do I have to wear it? Is it the whole show, or do I get to take it off at one point? I mean, how does this work? Oh, screw you, Addie. No screenshots are allowed, and this video will be deleted. And I will wipe my hard drive after the show. I will use the Department of Defense's hard drive erasure policy to get rid of this. So, okay, so Raphael he sends a super sticker, a $3 super sticker, and he says, pair character stretching his arm forward, raising his thumb up. Okay. He had $2 super chat. He says, let's go. Really? You want me to do a let's go wearing this garbage? This disgusting. Look at this. Sanchez. Honestly, not in a million years did I ever think that this was going to happen. But when Raphael made that offer to me, I thought it was a pretty damn good deal. Okay? You guys have to understand, at the time, the 49ers were having a few issues, even like right at the beginning. And the idea was if the Patriots win, and he made the deal. I didn't present it, but he the deal was if the Patriots win, then he would donate $100, which I in turn was gonna use the money for like a some kind of donation or something, because I didn't want the channel to be making money through betting, so I was gonna donate it. But the point is, it was $100, and I was like, wow, that's a lot. I mean, but I, in return, if the 49ers beat the Patriots, I have to wear this. But seriously, I did not think there was a chance I was going to lose. Okay? At the time I made the bet, I really believed in Cam. I thought that we had something. I thought we had something good. I'll be honest, I didn't anticipate us being this bad. And not bad, okay? We're not terrible or anything. It's just, I didn't think that things were going to unravel so crazy like they have. But yeah, I thought I had a good legitimate shot at winning. But tracking this jersey down was a pain in the ass. And Milena, you found this jersey in Poland.
Yeah, Poland, and took forever to just get it here, which is really not that far. But Aaron was waiting for it impatiently. Every day he was checking, is it here yet? No, but I was having a little fun with it.
Dude, that is a straight up freaking lie. You suck. But not only did you find me a Sanchez jersey, but why did you get a kid's jersey?
Yeah.
Is it just to embarrass me more, or what? Addy, $2 super chat screenshot. Yeah, we'll get to you, Addy, in a second. Ugh. See it twice. $5 super chat. He says, Von Allen Sports, let's run into someone's arse. 1 hour. Okay, everybody, you've heard it. Raphael says I can take this off in an hour. So we've been live for 12 minutes. So in an hour, so in 50 minutes, a little less than 50 minutes, I can take this off.
We're counting.
Awesome. So I don't know. Honestly, I was hoping that Milena might call Raphael and like negotiate with him, on my behalf. I thought, maybe one of the Legion guys would kind of, contact Raphael and say, hey, man, can you back off on that? Is there something else Aaron can do, like kill a homeless guy, or rob a bank, or punch out a baby? I mean, it's like, couldn't y'all have at least negotiated that instead of, but.
Hey, we have some more super chats.
I really would have rather killed a homeless guy. Seriously.
Oh, I'm glad
$2 super chat from Raphael. He says, largest loss for you guys too. Yes. It was not, and I remember that too. That's what I said. Not only did I lose the bet, but we got our asses kicked. And I want to know why it had to be like that. Like it couldn't even be close. No. It had to be like an embarrassing beatdown. And that's the problem. Yeah. So, absolutely. You're absolutely right, Raphael. Addie, $2 super chat says, it's not that bad. Really? Really? It's not that bad? You have no idea how much I hate the Jets, okay? And let me tell you something. My hatred for the Jets is not football. It's not a simple idea of football. Like when, Addie, you probably hate the Steelers and the Ravens and the Bengals or whatever. It's not like that.
It's against his religion.
Yes. This is personal. Okay? My issue with the Jets is personal. It's just everything about them. Everything. The ownership, what they've done organizationally, how they've handled their business, the things they've done behind the scenes, and the things their players have said over the years and their coaches have said over the years. They're just a scum organization. They're horrible. They're just bad people, and just everything about them. Guys, even Roger Goodell got started on the New York Jets. Okay? So if you hate Roger Goodell, all right, and you can't stand the dude, it's the Jets, okay, that gave him his start. I think his first job in the NFL, I think it was his first job, was a public relations guy for the Jets. You understand? So, yeah, they're responsible for that. All right, let's not forget that they took Bill Parcells, and then he took Curtis Martin from us. All right, and that was a team. That was a team that was on its way. I think if Parcells hadn't been wooed by the Jets, I think we win that Super Bowl against the Packers in '96. But that team was a great team, and it was coming along nicely. And then, of course, we have the whole Spygate thing, and they made that a big issue. But it's not just that. It's also the deals with Darrelle Revis and the tampering, and each year all the tampering accusations back and forth. They're scum, okay? They're scum. I know that a lot of you people, you fans out there, have division people that you don't like, okay? Division teams you don't like. But do you have teams and organizations that have done the things that they've done to us? Like on these levels, off the field. These are off the field issues. Do you have any of those stories? And I think that's the difference. But has the Jets ever made it to the Super Bowl or playoffs? Unfortunately, the Jets won the first Super Bowl after the merger. Or no, the merger hadn't happened yet, but it was the Super Bowl that made the merger happen. So they won Super Bowl III against the Baltimore Colts. So they have a Super Bowl trophy. And those Jets I don't even have a problem with. Okay, I think my hatred for the Jets started in the 90s. I think it all started after Parcells went to New York. That I felt betrayed. I felt pissed off. I didn't like it. I thought that was shit. I thought it was, and then it just got worse and worse and worse and worse. And I will admit, when Belichick went, he was head coach of the Jets for one day, and then he said, I quit, and went to the Patriots. Belichick brought a very anti-Jets mentality and way of doing things, and of course that probably influenced me too. But no, I mean, I don't like the Steelers, okay, competitively, but I have nothing against them. Like, when I look at them, I don't cringe or have a problem. But when I see the Jets, I just want to vomit. It's just different. It's different. So.
Here's another super chat. Trav.
Oh God, I'm afraid to read it. He's not gonna let this one go. I'm sorry, Trav. I know. I'm sorry, man. He sends a $5 super chat and he says, I have this intense urge to gouge out my eyes. Trav, before this show started, the reason it took so long to get on is because I was drinking a lot of Pepto-Bismol.
A volume or whatever it's called.
Yeah, and I had, I was loading up on antidepressants and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
And he wouldn't want to come in. I was like, come on, you gotta do this, right?
No, but I've only got 40 minutes left, and then shit gets real. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, just wait for 40 more minutes. So. Jets, Jets, exactly, just in the season. Jets, sucks. Fuckers. What will I do if the Jets go 0-16? We're gonna have a party. But I do want to talk about. We have a lot to talk about actually tonight, guys. It's just hard for me to think straight wearing this. But exactly, it's like what the hell. But Addie, I'm very happy for you, and I think everybody out there is happy for you. The Cleveland Browns are 8-3.
Oh, we got a
Hug. Yeah, hug. But that's not a bad hug. It's not like a feel sorry for you hug.
Sympathy hug. It's like hug.
Yeah. Why do I keep turning pink on camera?
Do you?
Yeah. What's going on with that?
I don't know. Some kind of a setting.
I think the camera doesn't. The camera doesn't like the green jersey. It's saying barf. Of course, my green screen technology thinks that the jersey is a green screen, so it's trying to project this asshole Sam Darnold onto my jersey. So, butt fumble. By the way, I don't know if you guys remember this, but I custom made all that. So this is when the Jets announced their new uniforms, and I put butt fumble on there, and of course on the helmet I put butt fumble, and and this team makes me drink. I even put the butt fumble right on his crotch. Okay, isn't that the greatest thing ever? So, yeah. Raphael says he's enjoying this. Screw you. I know. I'm never going to get a Coke sponsor. I'm never. Jake Saunders asked me, do I agree with Urinating Trees Jets video? Dude, that video is one of the greatest videos that's ever been made. Okay? He made that about 2 years ago, I think. I think is when I saw it. But, yeah, that might very well be the greatest video that has ever been made in the history of YouTube was his Jets video. I mean, he couldn't have put it better. I mean, I couldn't have put it better than the crap he said about them. It was so perfectly done. It was amazing. So.
Weird.
It's true. Yeah. Addie says, just wait. The Browns are masters of snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. Let's see here. Actually, we have a guest coming on.
Oh, we do?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Is it a Jets fan?
No, it's somebody who I know is going to give me crap about this.
Okay. We have the Red Coat with a super chat.
And I just sent the Red Coat the link. So check your Facebook there, Red Coat.
Salute. Gotta salute the Red Coat.
The Red Coat sends a very long super chat, a 5-pound super chat. He says, for the next 40 minutes, you can't be the Imperator wearing that garbage. I am the Imperator.
You have been demoted.
Is this a coup?
It's a coup.
Is this a coup d'etat?
Yeah.
Is this a coup d'etat? Am I
It's
Caesar?
fashionable these days.
Am I about to be stabbed by my own legion? Is that what happened here? Am I Nero?
Don't get any ideas.
Am,
Right?
am I Caligula?
Hmm.
Okay. He says, VAS Legion, we must withdraw from the field until the Imperator has returned. It's bullshit. Screw you. Screw you, Redcoat. Shaq, $5 super chat. He says, now all you have to do is hashtag me too, Milena, and wear a gold chain, and you are an honorary Jets fan.
Yeah. Totally.
You know, the thing about this I don't like the most is that Milena has been enjoying this process. And it really does bug me, honestly. Because she thought this was funny. And ordering and getting it here. I just...
Well.
How much time do I have left? Okay, so 35 minutes. 35 minutes. All right. So embarrassing. Oh, I guess I need my headphones for that. See? I'm going retarded already. See what the jersey does to me? It's making me stupid. All right. Let me see if I can get him on here. I don't know.
Oh, dear.
I can't hear you, Jason.
Really?
I don't know what's going on.
I can hear you.
You can hear him?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe it's me.
Could you hear me before I put these on?
Hey. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, so you can hear me without these. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, just some kind of weird delay or something. I don't know what's happening.
Okay. Oh, that could be actually because where's the there. Okay, no, that's not it. Okay, so it should be fine now.
Okay, why don't you hang up and try again, see what happens. See if I can fix this real quick. It's weird. I'm not supposed to be able to hear myself. That's what's so strange. See, it's coming back through into my earphones. How is that even possible? Unless it's...
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't think you should make any more bets that revolve around wearing Jets shit, regardless of what the bet is.
What?
You can hear me? No, I cannot. It's okay. It's more important that you do.
Ecamm, suck off.
It's like one person at a time.
If it's an issue with Ecamm, I can ring back via Skype.
Now I got it. Maybe there's a delay. Aaron, can you hear? Okay, I think we're good. We have to set the chat.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, normally the Patriots in the past would have been a good bet.
Yeah. Well, 2020 is anything but normal, isn't it? So, although I did see a really funny quote actually that I give Josh Allen props for. He made, I think it was either today or yesterday, just throwing pure shade at the NFC East, which is funny because someone asked him about, how many games they've won this season and stuff, and he said, yeah, winning 8 games is great, leading the division's good. He said, but we're not resting on our laurels because 8 wins doesn't win you a division unless you're in the NFC East.
Yeah, exactly.
So I quite like that. It's cheek, but I like it.
Can I ask you why you're wearing a green shirt or a black and green shirt? Is that just to make fun of me? Was that?
That's just a happy coincidence. So this is just a local sports shirt, but the home colors are green and black. But I had it on, and it just, when you said you were going to be wearing a Jets jersey, I just thought, well, that's just an amusing coincidence. So I'll just leave it on, because at least I have nothing on this that says Jets on it. So it's fine. Oh my God, that jersey is so bad.
I know.
Oh my God. I think me and Shaq both had a similar statement that I think if we put that on, it would be the same effect as, like a vampire walking outside at daylight. It just burst into flames.
Well, I'll tell you this much. Okay, so I saw Elliot. He said, why didn't you go for the Darrelle Revis jersey instead? Because Milena did this. Because listen, when it comes to ordering stuff online, everything, I don't mess with that. She takes care of everything like that. She's and I told her, I said, we're gonna have to get a Jets jersey. And then we looked online and stuff, but everything was like the only thing we could get that was in Europe that was local was the main website, and they wanted like $120 for a Jets jersey. And I'm sorry, but I am not paying $120 for a Jets jersey. Not happening. But then so she tried to find some used jerseys on eBay and stuff, but she found this one, Mark Sanchez. Oh, you just no, but when your own people are working against you, like I said, hey Redco, how come you didn't call Raphael and say try to negotiate a deal?
I told you, generals don't concern themselves with the business of emperors. That's for them. Minions. We deal with the stuff in the field.
What a cop out! That is such bullshit. You're telling me in the great history of your empire that General Cornwallis never spoke to King George about anything?
Maybe you should have done that a little more. He should have spoken to Admiral Nelson about winning some battles. That's what he should have done.
So you don't think that he never spoke to Clinton or anybody else? Just no Nelson, nothing, like he didn't get any advice or you think that never happened? Is that what you're trying to say? I'm just curious.
Well, he probably went for some advice, but I don't reckon he'd have taken it. And especially if he went for some advice from Admiral Nelson, he definitely didn't take it because Admiral Nelson was a genius.
Yeah. Well, so basically, in this case, then what you're saying is that you're the genius Nelson and I'm the Mad King George. Is that what we're talking about?
For the next 20 odd minutes, yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay.
Until you get that garbage off and it stops affecting like all of the thought process up here and you turn back into Augusta. Right now, you're kind of in between Nero and Caligula.
Do you have any idea how
Nero
bad
and Caligula's love child. instead of being Augusta. So when you get that back off, you go back to being Augusta. That's fine.
He called me Augustus. That's a very big compliment. Thank you.
As I said, in 20 odd minutes time.
Okay, but I'll take it. I'm trying to see the good here. So Raphael sends a $5 super chat. He says, "For Milena, I remember you found it funny when I proposed the bet. Thank you for getting the jersey. Let's go." He's talking to you, Milena. That was for you. I should have had you read that. Super chat, $5 super chat from See It Twice. He says, "The one upside is that you won't catch COVID or literally anything else in that jersey."
That's fair. Or flip that, see it twice, and maybe it'll catch everything.
Are you trying to say that even viruses won't want anything to do with me because I'm wearing this jersey? Am I interpreting that super chat correctly, or?
Pretty much, it sounds like, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, I just want to tell you guys. Let me pull up Chrome here because I want to talk about something real quick because as the show goes on, you guys can use these. I launched something today called the memberships for YouTube, and I noticed that some of you guys have already joined. And let's see here. Okay. If this ever pulls it up. Wow, it's taking a sweet ass time. But with the membership, you get some custom emojis. And I just want to tell you how to, utilize those. Utilize. If you've ever seen Idiocracy, you know exactly what that was about. Utilize her. All right. Wow. I hope nobody professional just popped onto this thing trying to analyze me for a sponsorship. They're like, this guy's an idiot. Okay. So if you look into the chat, if you are a member now, you have access to these 4 emojis, and there's only 4 right now, but they said they'll give me more after I have a certain amount of members. I think I need 10 members. And if I get 10 members, then we can add more emojis. But if you type in the semicolon and type in Brady, you get, okay, Addie's doing it already. Okay, so, but if you type in semicolon and get Sims, you get Chris Sims' mugshot. Gotta love that one. If you type in Torque, T-O-R-Q, then you get Torque. And if you want to talk about trophy, like talk about rings or, you know, Super Bowl rings or whatever, like we always constantly do, then type in trophy and you get a cool NFL trophy like that. And that basically, it's got VAS logo on it, but that will represent if you're talking about like rings and stuff like that, because we're always talking about championships and things like that. So screw you, Daniel.
What did Daniel do?
Did you see what he wrote?
Actually, I need to, yeah, hang on. If I put it on live chat, mine's on top chat for some reason. I don't know.
He said, it doesn't matter how you sound right now, smart or dumb, you're in a Jets jersey. Dude, that is just straight up mean. What the hell?
Oh, that's pure shade. I love it.
What the hell? Why are you being such a dick?
Yeah, I mean, you could potentially come out with something absolutely profound right now, and no one is going to remember because it's just being washed off.
Are you basically saying that for 20 more minutes, I might as well not even talk about anything serious whatsoever? Is that?
Yeah, I mean, basically, for the next 20 minutes, you're just a glitch in the Matrix, basically.
Let it be known that Von Allen Sports pays their debt. Okay? If I make a bet, I commit to it.
Fair
And it
one.
would have happened sooner, but she was having some trouble with getting this thing mailed here, apparently. So,
I mean, did you have to like get an exorcist to get all the demons out of that before you put it on, so it didn't like burn or something?
no, but I have been depressed all week.
Just knowing you had to wear it.
Maybe that's got something to do with it. So,
Yeah, most likely. The
oh,
fact that
cool.
it's
Several of you guys have already joined because I can see the icon. You guys have okay. The fact that the logo is green, that was a coincidence. I don't know why the logo is green for the first month. That was just random. I seriously didn't mean to do that. That's a weird coincidence. But we have Shaq is joined. I don't know what the different colors of the names mean though. But so Shaq joined. Addie so far. Let's see. The red coat, right? Red coat. Oh wait. No, there's a wrench next to the red coat's name. Okay, let's see. Pablo. Oh, the red coat. You're already a Patreon member.
yeah.
Yeah. Pablo joined. Let's see. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you guys. Amazing. That's so cool. But yeah, with the membership, I'm
I might
gonna
switch it
create.
across.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I said I might switch it across for a month or so because it's useful for the engagement on here.
Yes, absolutely. Right. So if you sign up for the membership here, now they take more monetarily, but the trade-off is the
Start with it.
algorithm.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
Patreon keeps 5%. YouTube keeps 30%. And wow, I know it's a lot, but at the same time, the idea is to grow the channel too, not just. I mean, the money keeps things going, but also we want to get more subscribers. So yeah, you're right. It does help the algorithm. So
I'm just gonna switch mine across.
hey, we have a new one. Welcome to VAS Centurion Battle Guard. So since I've only got 20 more minutes, I'll just talk about this because after I can take off this ugly ass jersey, we got some serious business to talk about in the NFL this week. But I'm gonna go to the. Let's see. I'm going to describe the levels here. But no matter what membership level you get, we're going to have a monthly. Once we reach the minimum, we're going to have. I think it's 10. We'll have a monthly live show, members only live chat where we can talk about whatever you guys want and stuff. That's just one of many things, but. So yeah, so we have. Incredible. Okay, so we have a VAS Centurion Battle Guard, and of course, everything I kept with the Roman theme. You guys know. I don't know if it's been too obvious. Addy Visorno, you fucking asshole.
What?
He changed his screen icon to a photo of me.
Addy, you absolute legend. You evil legend. Oh man, I would hate you right now, Addy. But no, that's cool.
So we have Centurion Battle Guard so far. We have Trav, Tyree, John, Thomas Chavez. We have Pablo, Psycho Mantis, Jared. Jared was the first one to join, by the way, so he got there first. Addie, of course, Addie, I'm not very happy with you. Actually, Addie, I might put you in the front of the line to get killed first.
Yeah.
And
we can make him a Retiarius as well and just give him a fucking stick and a net.
Wow. Okay, so Shaq signed up for Admiral General. So you're going to have to address Shaq as a Admiral or General, depending on what he would prefer. Unless you've seen the movie The Dictator, where he calls himself Admiral General Aladdin. So I'll let Shaq decide what he wants there. And then we got the red coat. Of course, the red coat signs up for Supreme Commander because he just okay. Honestly, guys, does that not sound exactly like something the red coat would sign up for? Ooh, Supreme Commander, I'll take that.
Someone has to do it while you're still sat there in that green thing. Otherwise, the Legion's going to crumble. So we're going to have to, have some cohesion until that mess is taken off.
I'm trying to get through it somehow. Okay, it's only 15 minutes left.
Oh, what the hell?
Oh shit. Oh, by the way, so in once you sign up, you can be addressed from now on as your title. So if you want people to call you Supreme Commander, if you want people to call you Admiral, or you want people to call you Centurion, or in Tyrese's case, who just upgraded, you call him Praetorian. So.
See, he's just upgraded to Praetorian Guard, though, and you're sat there in a Jets jersey. So Praetorians may have a plan here. I'd be careful. They might be looking to replace your ass already.
You mean like one of my Centurions who decided to change their logo to a picture of me? And by the way, make no mistake, guys. I know in the chat it shows Addy with his old one. It's just not updated in the chat. But I went to the actual source on the membership level. He did in fact do it. So his icon is a photo of me in a Jets jersey. You're a dick, Addy. Seriously. But you know what? Since your Browns are 8-3, you know what? I'm going to let him have that. So.
Yeah, true.
Fair enough. He sends a $2 super chat. He says, "I'm a Browns fan. I'm used to pain." Yeah. Oh, I do love you, Addy, of course. Listen, man. I mean, it'd be so much more fun if we were good this year. Like if we were really good. So.
Yeah. Or even, competitive. I'll tell you what, we'd be winning the division if we were in the NFC East.
Oh my God.
We'd be in first place by like 3 games, I think.
Dude, and we'd be playing those guys.
Yeah, and they all suck.
We should probably at least be able to break even on all those.
To be fair, I was getting a lot of shit from a friend of mine who's a Dolphins fan, and has been for years. He's the one who got me into American football years ago, and he said to me, he was like, "Oh, how does it feel to not be in charge of the division anymore?" And I was like, "Well, it's a new feeling. It's taken 20 years to get here, so whatever." I said, "Also, how does it feel to know that you spent a first round pick on a quarterback that's made of glass? Well done." So yeah, he didn't have a lot to retort about that. So
okay, well, first of all, Redcoat, are the Bills mathematically now clinched the division? They can't yet. They're not far enough ahead, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So doesn't it stand to reason that until we lose the division, that can't be true?
I don't think we can win it. Only the Dolphins can win it now. I think. What are we? Oh, hang on. Actually, well, saying that, if the Bills collapse, then yeah, because I think what are we 5-6? So 5-6, 4 games. Yeah, so we could end up not. Well, we could end up 10-6.
Okay, so mathematically,
So, yeah,
nobody has won the division yet.
no.
Until that day comes, we still own the division, do we not?
Yeah.
Okay, so there we go.
The Bills win the division. They're going to put up a damn banner anyway. Let's face it. It's such a rarity.
Listen, I don't have a problem with the Bills. Okay.
No, I don't.
I do have a problem, of course, with the Jets, but that goes without saying. I don't like the Dolphins either. Okay. And maybe it has something to do with the fact that Milena was living in Miami before I met her, and that irks me. So, yeah, maybe it pisses me off a little bit. But screw them too. So
the only thing I've never really had an issue with Dolphins, but the only thing I don't like about them was when I got into the sport, and a friend of mine was talking about, okay, so if you're going to watch this game, you need to pick a team. So, okay. The two teams that playing at the time were the Dolphins and the Patriots. And obviously I knew his team was the Dolphins. So naturally at that time, I was thinking, all right, well, I'll just pick the same team. And he was like, so you just got to pick a team. And then I was like, oh, well, hang on. They're New England. Yeah, I'll go with New England. Fine. And then he laughed his ass off. And he said, you're garbage. You're the worst team in the division, but that's now your team for the rest of your life. And obviously, Dan Marino and that Miami team kicked our ass. So he had the first laugh, but I had the longest laugh. So not too worried. So I've never really, I've never felt bad, any animosity towards the Dolphins, because it's kind of like, I feel like it's kind of like kicking a puppy. You wouldn't do that. So it's like, oh, never mind, Dolphins. Sit over there. Whereas the Jets, I can't stand. So
yeah, it's like kind of, yeah, I get it. It's like pistol whipping a blind kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
We have a $5 super chat from See It Twice, who utterly insulted me earlier. But he says, I would change my profile pic to Nick Wright's nose, but that's impossible to fit. It's so small a picture.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Guys, can you imagine the kind of crap we're going to have to put up with if Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl?
I honestly can't. I used to be able to watch that show in segments on YouTube. I can't even watch it anymore because the panel they have on it now, I can't stand. Like, you've got Jenna that doesn't know nothing about sport. You've got Nick Wright who needs to be drop kicked in the throat. You've got, I think it's Brandon Marshall, who just, his opinion is right no matter what. And he was an ex-player and he has to remind you every single sentence. And that's boring. You've got the guy from Boston, whose name I can't remember, who's, okay. He says some stuff. Sometimes it's okay, I guess, but he's a bit deluded. The only time it's of any interest is when they have someone on it who can actually give you a reasonable point of view, like Mangini or something like that. Other than that, it's just, unwatchable.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. No, what'd you say?
Me, right?
Yeah.
I was just laughing at Jake Saunders' comment. He said, I will personally throw Nick Gronk into the Thames River.
Exactly. In the River Thames. Drown his ass.
Have you seen See It Twice's statement, though?
A drop kick to Nick Wright's throat would do nothing. The man has to have crazy neck strength to hold up that schnoz. Exactly. But you know what, Daniel? One thing I thought about when the red coach said that was very specific. He wants to punch him in the throat, like a throat punch. That's very specific, and I just want to know what made you choose that.
Far more effective at shutting him up because he'll be far too busy gasping to try and breathe than to talk.
Yeah, but see it twice is right. I mean, to hold up that, yeah, he's got to have some crazy strength there. So
I don't know. I don't know. See it twice. I'll give it a go. Like I'll put some effort into it and see if I can actually get that to work. Guy looks like a freaking puffin.
I got 5 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And I don't have to wear this crap anymore. Ugh.
I've just seen a comment from Tyree saying about, I hope you talk about what idiotic thing Eric Ebron said. I don't remember. I remember seeing someone talk about it earlier, but I don't know what he said specifically.
He's saying that the NFL is trying to ruin them by making them play 3 games in 12 days. But you guys told me I couldn't talk about anything serious while I'm wearing this jersey, so I'm just trying to wait before I start unleashing on everybody, because this week has been nothing but garbage, and I got a lot to say about it. Oh, okay, and then the Saints fan comes in. Ah, thank you. You just have to pile on.
I must admit, Chad Johnson, your team, watching them with Taysom Hill, man, I'll give that guy his dues. He must have a busy ass week. Because when you play every position on offense, barring linemen, like that's got to be a busy week. Okay, QB meeting, wide receiver meeting, tight end meeting, freaking fullback meeting, running back meeting. It's like, Jesus Christ. How he hasn't got COVID, I don't know, because he must be around the most people.
Exactly. You know who Taysom Hill is? Taysom Hill is, those cartoons with Bugs Bunny where he plays every position on the baseball field? Where like Bugs Bunny, he'll hit the ball and then he'll be the guy who catches it and then he'll throw it. And this is what Taysom Hill reminds me of. So, yeah. But the only person, but he can't do it near as good as Patrick Mahomes. Did you know that Patrick Mahomes plays defense? Did you know that he's also the kicker? Did you know that?
He just puts a fat suit, so you can't tell. No, the Saints are. I mean, okay, he didn't have the greatest game passing, but yeah, that's to be expected anyway. He hasn't really been playing it, but yeah, he's I just watch.
Damn! Elliott from the Ravens just went for the jugular. Chad Johnson says the Saints are immune to COVID and or the China virus, or whatever you want to call it. And Elliott Ravens says, but not immune to broken ribs, right?
Fair.
Ow.
I tell you what they are, though.
Wow.
It just shows that Sean Payton is a freaking genius, because he's gone so far 7-0 with backup quarterbacks. Like, everyone's saying Jameis Winston should be playing, not Taysom Hill, or whatever else. And he's just like, yeah, because I don't know what I'm doing. It's just carried on anyway. Oh, yeah, I'm 7-0. Don't worry about it. So, yeah.
Yeah, remember, guys, with the emojis, you just type in a semicolon and then type in the word, and it'll pop up for you.
Nice.
You have to close it with a semicolon if it doesn't pop up for you. "90 seconds. 90 seconds. 90 seconds. 90 seconds." So if you're going to get your stupid ass screenshots, you better get them in now. So, this thing's about to end.
Although, considering that, as you said, is too small, can you take that off by yourself? Or is that going to get stuck? Because if that gets stuck, there will be a collective gasp of laughter around VAS sports. Like, you won't hear all of it by me, but there will be a lot. If you get stuck in that, if that's like an NFL jersey style where you have to get someone else to help you out of it.
It's very snug, very tight. But thank God that I'm thin, so I think I'll be okay.
That's why I buy all my jerseys quite big, so I can put them over the top of a jumper or a coat. Because whenever you go to New England and watch a football game, it's usually fucking freezing.
You want to do a countdown?
All right. 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, thank God. Get this shit.
You actually enjoyed that, didn't you?
God, that felt good. God, that felt good. Oh,
It's going to be really hard to rip the bottom, though.
the bottom's impossible.
Yeah,
But,
it's where all the stitch.
Suck it! Suck it!
See it twice, just put that's clearly not Jets clock management.
Boom!
Like,
now I got to get rid of what's behind me. Garbage behind me. God, that felt good. Dude, you have no idea how good that felt.
You survived.
Just the rip was just so glorious. I mean, that was just, man. That was like a drug just now to get rid of that stuff.
You've been thinking about this for like the last hour, right?
I can't wait to get rid of it. Yeah, can't wait. Exactly.
oh my
The
God.
Imperator has returned.
To be fair, though, I can't do it because I'm not on Facebook, but Tyree Vaughan has just said, go look at Facebook. So
He wants me
there's
to
a
go
good
look at
chance-
Facebook.
I'm guessing so because I reckon there's a good chance that there's about to be a screenshot appear. Which is actually really harsh. If that's what he's done, oh, that's cruel, Tyree. If that's what you've done.
Yes, he did. It's a little fuzzy, thank God.
I hope he's put no context to it as well, so it doesn't even say it's a bet on nothing.
At
Oh,
least take a clip of me destroying it. So, at least everyone can see that. So,
oh, that's funny.
but that felt good. Let me tell you, that felt great. So, debt paid. It's over, Raphael. I will get you back. I swear, I will. I will. It will happen. Okay, it will happen. So,
Oh,
$2 super chat from John Thomas Chavez. He says, "Freedom, freedom." Yeah. So, yeah, Maria, need the slow motion of that exactly. If you want to post Chris Sims's mugshot, you just type in semicolon Sims semicolon. Yeah, that was a Jets trash bag. So, what do we do with the ripped jersey here? What should we do with it?
Well, I wouldn't burn it because it'll create too many greenhouse gases, I think.
Okay. I don't
I
know.
think what you should probably do, I'll get in contact with a friend of mine, and he can take it to the what? Oh, I forgot what the hell it's called. The chamber over the top of Chernobyl. It'll probably be safe in there.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that way it doesn't affect, because if we burn it, then crops might not grow in Bulgaria for years. So
Yeah, it's gonna irradiate the area.
You're in good hands here. My dad is an engineer, so years ago he had a project where he designed the waste, how to dispose of the waste of the Bulgarian. What is it called? Yeah.
we always talk to him about that, getting rid of it. We don't want to contaminate the ocean either.
So he's
No, definitely not. CO2, screw the environment, burn it. No, we can't. It'll do too much damage. The cloud that will come off of that will spread too far.
Yes,
We could burn it.
I'll get arrested by the Bulgarian government, and the environment people and everybody will come in, and they'll blame me, and there'll be a famine in Bulgaria, and it's going to be my fault. So, all right. So now that we got past that absolute tragedy, any of you guys good at video editing? Then you can, if you're going to post me in the jersey, at least post me getting rid of it too. So, be fair. So, so here's what's going on. Tom Brady is in the news right now for, I don't know if you tell me if you've heard about this, for TB12, the actual the fitness company, taking out a loan in April, a small business loan, for $1 million to cover the employees' salaries. Now,
yeah, I heard about that at the time.
Yeah, so this loan is part of a program that was signed into law by the president back then for the COVID thing for all small businesses, right?
Yeah.
So people seem to be pissed off about this, but the thing is, it's not really a big deal. Like, it's not what it sounds like. Okay, for example, people are saying, oh, he's worth $200 million or whatever. Listen, please find me the millionaire who uses their own personal money to fund one of their business endeavors. Now, I'm not talking about startup capital. Okay? But even then, if you start up, you usually get a loan for that, do you not? Even if you've got money, like let's say I've got $100 million in the bank and I want to start up a company that rescues homeless cats or whatever, right? I might put up some of my money or whatever, but the smart play is to get a bank to back it up. That's the smart play. That way, if the business goes under, you're not going to be sued exactly. So this would be the point of having a business.
Yeah.
But
TB12 is a separate entity.
That's what I'm saying. They're trying to equate things as if that equals that. It's not the same. Tom Brady is the owner of a lot of businesses, a lot of things, okay? And so is Giselle. They own a lot of things. Do you really think that Tom was even spoken to about this?
Yeah.
Do you sincerely believe that he was bothered with this? If he was even told about it, it was in passing. But do you think that he had anything to do with this? No. First of all, when you get a loan of like that, well, the key word here is loan, by the way. Okay.
It's not a grant.
It's not a grant. It's not free money. Okay.
You didn't get financial aid like in a sense of a grant.
A loan for a business, first of all, is a good thing. Okay, so you pay it back. It establishes, and I'm not saying that was what it was for, but I'm just saying there's benefits to that. But all these journalists sitting there going, "Oh, he's worth 200 million or whatever," and he did that. Okay, then explain to me why the Los Angeles Lakers applied for a $4.5 million loan under the same program.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the owner of the Lakers, Jeannie Buss, is richer than Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her wealth is in the millions. So.
Where's the outrage?
Yeah. Well, I mean, over here there was obviously we have the furlough scheme, and so basically the government pays, if you furlough your employees, the government pays up to 80% of their salary, or £2,500 a month, whichever's the lower. And as soon as it was brought into effect, a lot of the big Premiership soccer clubs furloughed a lot of their staff, and they got massive kickback for it, because for good reason, because you can't justify paying your when you're not playing football, you can't justify paying your number 1, number 2, number 8 players £600,000, £500,000 a week, and then furlough all your staff on the much lower scales. So you can't say, government, we need you to pay for them, but we're going to carry on paying these guys. It doesn't work like that. So they got a lot of kickback for that, but they were allowed to do it. So it's also the government's fault for not putting stipulations in. If your company's worth over £3 billion, you're not allowed to apply for it because you can afford to pay your own staff, stuff like that. So I mean, and the soccer players all got, they all got quite good press for basically all taking pay cuts so that the staff could be paid. Which is, that they didn't have to do that, but they did do that. So, because let's face it, when you're making £600,000 a week, you don't need that to be coming in every week. So, yeah, I think it's because Brady's obviously Brady. That's why there's a big issue about it. It's not an issue outside of media because no one gives a crap.
It's just annoying that people don't understand how business works, and every little thing now, it's always something. And listen, if you've got a problem with how people do things business wise, it's the laws that need to be changed. So don't get mad for exploiting them. But then we have another article that was asked about earlier. So Eric Ebron. Eric Ebron said that the NFL is trying to see us fail, us as in the Steelers, with 3 games in 12 days. Now, I'll be honest, okay? There is some weirdness going on. And it goes back, if you guys remember, it goes back to the Patriots-Chiefs game. Remember how they forced us to play against Mahomes? Yet we had to go with clipboard torque, Brian Hoyer, and no Cam Newton. And I'm not saying that Cam would have been the difference maker. I don't know. But it could have been. But it clearly, we didn't practice. And then they wouldn't even let us travel until the day of the game. There seems to be something weird there, and I'm not saying it's not even going to go as far as say it's a conspiracy or favoritism, but there is some kind of inconsistency going on. And it seemed like they were trying to delay, hoping, I think they were hoping, I don't know what they were doing, but maybe it just seems like everything is going a certain way for certain teams, and other teams are just getting, pounded. I don't know the extent of the Steelers. Huh?
Take the Broncos. They were made to play a game with no quarterback.
Exactly. Thank you.
Wide receiver from the practice squad that played a few games and lost his job as a quarterback in high school. Like,
and look who benefited.
Yeah, well, exactly.
The Saints. So it's almost like they're, it's some teams it's okay, some teams not. I don't know. Again, I'm not saying that they're making any kind of decision based off that, but it just doesn't seem to be. Nothing seems to be consistent. And if anything about the NFL that's consistent, it's them being inconsistent. You guys remember 2017 with the rule where we won a game against the Steelers in the regular season based off of a rule that he did not survive. He did not survive the ground. The ball went loose on him.
Yeah,
I think it was Jesse James, right, the tight end. But then that exact same situation happened in the Super Bowl that year against the Eagles, and they gave it to the Eagles. Okay, well, I'm confused. I was not aware that you could change the rules in season, but evidently they did, and they even admitted it. They admitted that it wasn't a consistent call. It was altered, right?
Yeah.
So these COVID things, each situation seems to be completely different than the next one, and I found that very odd. And I just wish they would just have a set rule. Okay, someone gets COVID. Okay, here's how many days it will be, blah, 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 or whatever.
Patrick Mahomes gets COVID, and the whole league is going to be on a bye week for however long it takes for him to come back.
That is what I've wondered that, actually. I really have. So
they'll just put out a statement to say, yeah, it's ravaged a lot of teams. There's a lot of guys really tired. We're just going to give the whole league 2 weeks bye week.
Yeah. Huh. Now, the thing about there's things going on, and I don't know how many of you guys follow the VAS Facebook group, but there's a meme going around that is making fun of the Steelers. Now, I'm going to post this right now. Can y'all see this? So what this is NFL fans trying to discredit the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are 11-0. All right. So I'm going to go over this. It says beat Daniel Jones. Okay. First off, everybody is 0-0 in week 1. Nobody had a preseason. Okay. Week 1 is an even playing field. I don't care who they were last year. Week 1 is even. And it wasn't beat Daniel Jones. They had Saquon Barkley. So it's not the same team that we know the Giants to be now as they were in week 1. They had not yet become the hot garbage that they are today. That had not happened yet. This was different. What happened to your camera? Oh, that's weird. So look, we've got beat the Broncos. Okay, fair enough. Okay, the Broncos aren't very good, whatever. But then it says Houston, Texas. It says beat Bill O'Brien. Are you guys aware that the Chiefs also got to beat Bill O'Brien?
Yeah, and to be fair, that's also trying to suggest that like Deshaun Watson, who's I think, yeah, he's no scrub. So that's kind of stupid.
Yeah, I just don't like this. Eagles beat Carson Wentz. Well, the Eagles are obviously having some issues, but I wouldn't call that beating the Eagles is not the same as beating the Jets right now. Okay.
No.
Beat the overrated Browns. The Browns are 8-3. So exactly. who makes the determination that they're overrated? Who does?
Well, and also the Browns have got the number 1 rush attack in the league and the number 1 rated offensive line in the league. So that's a stupid statement in itself.
Exactly. It's stupid. So, the thing about these arguments I don't like is they title it Steelers Cakewalk Schedule, but then they say beat overrated Browns. So no matter what, they're going to make their argument. They're going
Yeah.
to say things to support their argument. Do they really believe that the Browns are overrated? Well, they do just to make this look better. All right.
But this is the thing.
Titans. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to actually jump ahead slightly on one and just say, like, okay, yeah, so beat the Titans. So the freaking rushing leader from last year. And then you've got beat the Ravens. Oh, yeah, beat last year's MVP. So.
Exactly. But look what they wrote on the Titans. They wrote, bailed by refs versus Titans. What? Okay. The Titans were 5-0 going into that game. Okay. 5-0. And not just 5-0, but 5-0 coming off of an AFC Championship game appearance where they beat Brady's Patriots. Okay. And we all know our team wasn't the greatest Patriots team we've ever had, but it's still Brady and Belichick. It's still impressive. That is a good, solid victory. Okay. Beating Brady and Belichick is something you should put on your wall. Okay. If you beat Brady and Belichick together in the playoffs, you should be proud of that. That is a solid victory. I don't care what year it is. That's the first problem. The second thing about this is they bailed by refs. What does that even mean? If we're going to go down this rabbit hole, Jason, then we got to do this on everybody. That's what I want to. I mean, we got to do this on everybody. Bailed by refs. Okay, fine. But that's a solid win. Then the Ravens barely beat the Ravens. What is this word barely? Can anyone explain to me what barely means?
See, that barely does my head in, because if you win the game on a freaking Hail Mary, you still won the game. That is barely. That's like the finest of margins, because that's something that should just not happen, really. But if you do it, you do it. You still won the game.
Did we barely beat the Rams in the Super Bowl 2 years ago? Did we barely beat them? I think so. I think 13-3 is barely.
We barely beat the Falcons in Super Bowl 51. We had to come back and beat them in overtime. That's barely.
Okay, that's barely. So when the Cowboys, so when the Cowboys blew out the Bills, all right, in '92 in the Super Bowl, who says it's a greater victory? The Bills over the Cowboys over the Bills, or the Patriots beating the Falcons? Which one's more impressive? Which one will rank up there as more impressive?
Well, the Patriots one's going to rank up there because of obviously how it was done, but a win's a win.
A win's a win. So nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit that the Cowboys blew out the Bills, right?
No.
Versus the Patriots needing overtime to win it. It doesn't matter. A win is a win. This word barely is used by people who apparently cannot think straight, or they're very biased. Barely. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care if you win it on the last kickoff on a 100-yard kickoff return. It doesn't matter. If you win, you win.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
But I want to keep in mind that Ravens team that they barely beat, was in Baltimore, first of all. But second, it was still Lamar Jackson. It was still the team. They were 5-1 at that moment.
Yeah, they weren't riddled with COVID or anything like that yet.
Nobody was talking about them like they were garbage. We're talking about the number one seeded team from last year, the reigning MVP right now, and he was 5-1, and you beat them in Baltimore.
And quite a few people thought they were going to go 15-1. So, yeah.
Barely beat the 3-8 Cowboys. There's that word barely again. I think just saying they beat the Cowboys is sufficient enough. You don't need to put barely. Beat the two-win Bengals. Okay, but again, the Kansas City Chiefs, they got to play the Jets, the 0-win Jets. Why aren't we putting that stuff up against them? Okay, beat Jake Luton. All right, I'll give you that. They didn't have to play the GOAT. Okay, they didn't have to play Gardner Minshew. Okay, the goat of all people. He's not the goat of quarterbacks. He's the goat of humans. Okay, if 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 there was a spirit animal, Gardner Minshew would be my spirit animal. He's the guy that I want to be like. Okay,
I mean,
want to
yeah,
be able.
fine.
Yeah,
Jake Newton, that okay, yeah, I'll give him that. Because they'd have probably had more luck if they had a freaking deck chair quarterback then. But
sure,
that's fine.
exactly. Or just a machine, a throwing machine. So
Yeah,
okay, but then we're back to the Ravens again. Still a good team. Okay, they had their backup quarterback, which is RG3. But playing RG3 is not the same as playing Jeff Driscoll.
yeah.
Let's not
Exactly.
sit here and act like RG3 is this massive step down. RG3 is still a good player, a smart player. He's just had some trouble over the years. And I'm not saying he's the great quarterback or anything. I'm just saying though that let's not refer to him as third string. Really? Third string? That's pretty damn insulting. So this thing is biased as hell.
Yeah.
And I just want to point out something. These are the Steelers. Do you think I want to see them go 16-0?
And not only that, as you said, they're the Steelers. Like, everyone was either hurt or suspended or whatever last year, and Tomlin still managed to avoid a losing season and go 8-8, and didn't have his quarterback for, I think, 15 or 14 of the games, something like that. So this is not a franchise that are just crap. So, yeah.
And exactly, if they go 16-0, that's bad for our team, our 16-0 team. Okay, because we're the only ones who's ever done that. Nobody's ever gone 16-0.
I can't think of anything, but someone needs to trip them up somewhere.
Exactly, and then if they go on to win the Super Bowl, they've got one more than us. Yeah. I do not want to see that happen. Okay, but at the very same time,
oddly, I think I'd rather them win the Super Bowl than go undefeated. I'd rather them win the Super Bowl at 15-1 than go undefeated. Like,
that's actually probably, yeah. You might have a good point there.
I do not want that to happen. Like, they need to lose one game. They can be like, what was it, 2004, number one seed at 15-1. Okay, we still beat their ass, but like they can be like that. But no 16-0. I don't want that to happen.
Just but with all that said, I don't want to see the Steelers achieve all this. But this is what I'm referring to about butthurt. This is why I have a series called Basement Butthurt. This right here, whoever made this 11-0 schedule meme is butthurt. This is nothing but absolute butthurt. And I don't know who made it or what their intentions were, but this reads like massive butthurt here. Okay? That's what that tells me. Now, we're not talking about some 2-14 team from last year that all of a sudden is now 11-0 out of nowhere, and it's like, who are these people? No, first of all, it's Mike Tomlin, Super Bowl winning coach, has already coached in 2 Super Bowls.
Never had a losing season.
And is only the 3rd head coach in Steelers history. Okay, that's a very long time. I mean, that's a very long stretch. We've got Ben Roethlisberger, two rings, been to 3.
Yeah.
And last year they were 8-8 with a guy at quarterback who managed to get himself hit in the head with a helmet.
Okay. And also, I think Roethlisberger's actually got more 500-yard passing games than any other QB in the league at the moment.
Okay, so, even better. This isn't some ragtag bunch of idiots, okay, from last year who's just benefiting from an easy schedule. And if you guys remember, I actually picked them to come out of the AFC. I picked the Steelers. Yeah. Now, so
the Steelers have got the most sacks in the league as well.
Right. My point is that I saw potential. From last year, I saw something that told me they're going to be good. I had no idea they were going to be 11-0. Okay, I never would have said that. I never would have thought that. I think the
No.
best record I gave him was 14-2, maybe. I think I gave him 14-2. I can't remember, 13-3, something like that. But
Yeah.
this isn't some accident, guys. And it's so this is what I'm talking. I hate this shit. This stupid easy schedule. We got an easy schedule. Piss
And the
off.
thing is, as well, like you can tell they're being, I mean, obviously they've got Tomlin, so they're being coached well anyway. But like in Tomlin's post-game press conference, they were like, do you have anything to sort of gripe about basically from the game? And he was like, yeah, we were crap. It's like, on offense, we were terrible. We were dropping passes that we shouldn't have been dropping. We were making mistakes on special teams. And his defense that was, they had a pick and they played pretty well. He was like, yeah, we're missing assignments and all sorts of. So he was pissed at their performance. And it's like, well, if you've got a guy, much like Belichick does, you go into a meeting room and think your coach is going to say, nice win, guys, well done. And he just puts up a tape of all the shit you did wrong. It's like, oh, okay. I thought we're 11-0. Maybe not. We better do better next week. So.
Yeah, listen, the Steelers are not going 16-0, and they're not a 19-0 team. Okay, I'm not saying they can't win the Super Bowl, and I'm not saying they can't go 16-0, but they're not both. They're not 19-0. Okay, nobody thinks that. I don't think. All right, my point is to treat them like crap, to not put them number one in the power rankings. I've seen a lot of people not put them at number one. Is disgraceful.
Yeah,
How can you not be number one when you've not lost?
This is the thing. I had to go at NFL. So obviously you got the NFL page on Instagram, and then you got the NFL UK page, and they put up their power rankings, and it was like Kansas City hadn't moved from the top, Steelers hadn't moved from 2, and I was like, I know Kansas City are explosive and they've only lost one game, but the Steelers haven't lost. They have to be number one. Like, I don't give a crap about who you put next. The Steelers haven't lost a game. They have to be number one. They are the only undefeated team. So how the piss can you put the Kansas City Chiefs at the top, who lost to, if you want to play this barely game, who lost to the freaking Las Vegas Raiders, who got their ass kicked, like trampled into the ground by the Titans the other day. So
the Chiefs.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, well,
yeah,
you can't play that game. You can't, because it just skews the narrative. You have to make sure it's even. Otherwise, you're just talking bollocks. So I had to go at them for that, and they deleted me.
I mean, people are getting so butthurt now and getting so stupid that they're making me defend teams I don't even like.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not happy about it. I'm not particularly happy about it. But come on,
but it's
man.
not. I don't see it as we're defending the Steelers. I think it's we're arguing with stupidity. There's a difference here.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess.
I don't feel like I'm defending the Steelers. I just feel like I'm arguing against stupidity, because the Steelers' record speaks for itself. I don't really think that needs defending, but you do need to argue with, the people out there that have a poor IQ for a glass of water and slapped at least, digitally back into place, because they're just talking utter bollocks. It does my head.
Look, can I go over something real quick? Something that I wrote, and just in response to this. So, if we're going to treat the Steelers this way, can we do it with the Chiefs as well? So let's play this game, guys. The Chiefs, week 1, they beat Bill O'Brien. All right. Week 2, the Chiefs barely beat a Chargers team. Remember that word, barely, right? We got, apparently that word barely is a fair game, correct? So I'm just going to use their parameters. The Chiefs barely beat a Chargers team, being led by a rookie in his first start with no preseason to even get acclimated. A rookie who's never played in his life.
And again,
didn't
they
have
shouldn't.
preseason. They didn't have preseason, and they barely won. There's that word again, barely won. Week 3,
Yeah.
the Chiefs beat the Ravens. You mean the same crappy team that they were making fun of? Okay, nice. So week 4, the Chiefs defeated Brian Hoyer, clipboard torque. Okay,
Yeah.
clipboard torque himself, during a week that the Patriots couldn't even practice due to COVID and had to travel the same day. Oh, that's a real solid win. Yeah. Week 5, the Chiefs lost, something the Steelers have not done. Okay, they lost to the 2-2 Raiders and allowed 40 points at home. All right. Week 6, Chiefs beat the Bills on the road. That's a solid win. Week 7, the Chiefs beat the Broncos. The same Broncos they were making fun of. All right.
Yeah.
Week 8, the Chiefs beat the Jets. The Jets.
The OFA Jets.
Okay. Week 9, the Chiefs beat the 3-5 Panthers. Barely. In Arrowhead. There's that word
By
again.
so much safety.
Barely. Barely. All right. Week 10, they got a bye week. That is the perfect time to get a bye week. Perfect. I mean, that was set up for them. That's a good bye week. Week 10 is an ideal, yeah. Anywhere from week 10 to like week 13, that's what you want. Week 12, maybe, yeah, that's what you want. Okay.
Yeah.
Week 11, the Chiefs barely beat the Raiders this time. Okay. Barely. There's that word again. Week 12, the Chiefs beat the Bucks on the road. This one, their best victory of the season. They beat the GOAT. Solid win. I'll give them that one. Okay. But let's put this in a rankings perspective, guys. For strength of schedule, the strength of offenses and defenses, things like that. The NFL and nearly everyone does this entirely incorrect. Seriously. They base it on totality at the time that they want to make their argument. It doesn't work like that. You have to take into account what that team was at the time of the game because too many things change during the season. Okay? At the time of kickoff versus every team. Now check this out. At the time of kickoff, the Chiefs have played on average a 15th ranked scoring defense, while the Steelers have played a 19th ranked. And the Chiefs defense has faced an average of 15th ranked offenses, while the Steelers D has faced 18th ranked offenses. The Chiefs have faced teams with a record of 29-26 at kickoff. Okay, 29-26. The Steelers have faced teams with a record of 26-30-2. Guys, that is, yeah. Now, with all three of these categories, of course, I agree there must be room for error, like changing the quarterbacks, injuries, and things that go on. Okay, but this is still at least more scientific than the average meme, like this thing saying random stupid shit like they beat Bill O'Brien or they barely beat the Ravens. Okay, please. All right, but the problem with memes, and normally I wouldn't take a meme seriously. Here's the problem though. These things get repeated by professional analysts on TV. And then they get in people's heads. Okay? And that's just, but anyway, that's my problem with that. So it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is not high school football. Okay.
And to be honest, if you take it forward from that, you know, I mean, the Steelers, if I remember rightly, they've got to play the Colts at some point. That's a legit team. They've got to play the Bills. That's a legit team. So the Chiefs have got to play the Broncos, just the Broncos, if you want to put these little phrases in. Then they've got to play the Dolphins. Okay, not a bad team. Pretty good defense. Then they've got to play the Saints. Okay, the Saints are a good team. Fine. Then they've got to play the Falcons. Brilliant. And then they get the Chargers last. So, you know, if they go 15-1, you can pull apart their schedule the same way. I mean, I don't think they will. I don't think they'll beat the Saints, but well, depends on who's quarterback, I suppose. That's quite a determining factor. But
oh, nice. Hey, we have a new member, Julius Byer. Welcome to the VAS Centurion Battle Guard, dude. Thank you so much. My God, guys, we're going to hit 10 members before the night's over, and then I'll be able to activate our members only stuff. That'd be cool. Didn't expect it to happen that fast. See, Addie.
That's pretty quick.
Addie sent a super chat. I got some other stuff I want to show you guys too, so hang tight. Addie, $5 super chat. He says, there is no such thing as an ugly win. There are only ugly people. I am not one of those people. Browns coach, Kevin Stefanski. I like that. That's funny. Some people, a few had asked me something about the playoffs. What if the Steelers play in the Steelers and Chiefs play in the AFC Championship? And let's see. And what do I think is going to happen? Who's going to stop them playoffs? Okay, so here's one I want to mention. When I have conversations with people about stuff outside of the VAS platform, I at least want to make sure that I mention them for talking about it. But I was having a conversation about this exact thing, about who's going to win in the playoffs if it came down to the Chiefs and the Steelers. And a regular on our Facebook page, a guy named Johnny Muggins, he mentioned something that I agree with, that because he thought the Chiefs were just going to bury the Steelers if they met. But then after we started talking about it and we started putting out all these kind of like talking it out, when you talk out something, it starts to occur to you like, hang on here. He started changing his mind, and then he pointed out the Steelers could be the Seattle Seahawks version of with Chiefs being Peyton Manning's Broncos from 2013.
Yeah, I mean that defense is every opposite. This is the thing. Like by the time the Chiefs, assuming they go to and end up playing the Steelers in that situation, the only defense that the Chiefs would have faced that is anything like what the Steelers have is the Saints. And the Saints don't have a pass rush that's even close to the Steelers. Like the Steelers, I think, have got 56 or 58 sacks for the year. Like they're literally, wrecking teams. And when you can rush the passer with 4, like don't get me wrong, they've got the fastest wide receiver. They've just got track stars everywhere on their receiving core. And that's why so many broken plays end up in big games. But for those broken plays to happen, obviously Mahomes has to extend the play. And that Steelers D-line is fast as hell. Like TJ Watt gets after it. So I don't know. Because the Chiefs D is not going to stop Roethlisberger and their team, and their offense, Claypool and all those guys, very long. Or much. And Tomlin's a great defensive schemer. So, yeah, I don't think that would be a blowout at all. I think that'd be a really competitive game.
That's the thing. It makes sense, right? Because, and let's try to balance some things. Let's say that the Steelers don't have the Legion of Boom, right? Okay, obviously. I think that's Legion of Boom is the best secondary I've ever seen in my life. So nobody is that. But there's some other things that give way. The Steelers offense is, I'd say, better than the Seattle offense of 2013.
Yeah, definitely.
And I would say that right now, Ben Roethlisberger, putting him in a Super Bowl with all of his experience, is a better quarterback overall than Russell in his second year in 2013, right? So you would take him probably, right? Not Russell now, of course, but I'm saying back then, the situation. So there's balance there. Seattle didn't have a receiver like some of the guys Steelers have. So I liked it. I like that comparison. That could be a great AFC Championship game. That could be a really good one.
The only concern I have for the Steelers, and actually Daniel's just said it here, is their rushing attack is hit and miss.
Sure.
And that's true. That it is hit and miss. But their receiving core is really, really good. So, and as I said, that defense can take the ball away from you a lot. So yeah, I don't know. It'll be an interesting game. If it happens, I think it'd be a good game.
I want to see the Cleveland Browns get to the Super Bowl. I want to see Addy get so drunk. It's so, I don't know though.
Don't do that. Fucking, he might drink himself to death.
Yeah. I'm also wondering though, if the Browns got to the Super Bowl and they lost, would that be worse on Addy than if they just never went?
Yeah, because they'll probably
That's a
not
good
do
question.
that in his lifetime.
Yeah. So
So,
the stress of that.
I mean, I get like sweaty hands and like freaking out when the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and we've won a bunch of them. So,
Right.
like being a Browns fan, no, that would be too stressful. I think I'd have to turn that off, find out if we won the next day, and if we did win, watch it, and if we didn't win, pretend it never happened.
We have a new member, Nefertiti. Welcome, Nefertiti. Thank you, Nefertiti. But yeah, I would love for Addy to see his team in the Super Bowl. I think that would be amazing. And think about this, Addy. It wouldn't be that bad if it depends on who you lose to. What if you lost to the GOAT? That wouldn't be that bad. Okay, think about it. That would actually be pretty cool. I mean, if I was a Browns fan, it would hurt to lose. It hurts to lose. But who you lose to is also important. And
At least he
I
wouldn't have to
remember.
say Nick Foles.
That's true. But I remember when it looked like we were going to lose the Super Bowl to Atlanta. I kept telling myself, well, I'm happy for Matt.
Yeah, at least we lost to the MVP. Blah blah blah.
Right. It was like you always give yourself kind of like a backup, like, okay, fine.
Yeah,
But in
we lost to
2014, I did not want to lose. I did not want to lose to the big mouth Sherman and all of them, and that idiot who simulated taking a dump on the end zone. I did not want to listen to the 12th man fans brag for two back-to-back Super Bowls over Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. I didn't. That was devastating to me if we were going to lose that game.
that had to be stopped. The only thing, a friend of mine's given me this option, and the only way I would change that and accept the L in that game was he said, if you could take an L in the 2014 Super Bowl but be given the W in the 2007 Super Bowl, would you do it? And I said yes.
Oh, of course. Of course.
So,
yeah.
But you would have to put up with a couple of years of we beat Peyton Manning and Tom Brady in back-to-back Super Bowls. We are the Legion of Boom, the Legion of best defense in the history of the league. You'd have to put up with that for like 3 or 4 years.
So let me ask you this. Would you give up 2 Super Bowls to get the 07 season?
Which 2?
So there is. Oh, all right. So you have to give up the bookends, the first one and the last one, both Rams.
Oh, that's hard because the first one's probably my favorite one. Shit. Yeah. 07 will just be, unarguable history. Yeah, fuck it.
Interesting. Okay. How about this? Being a fan of Brady, would you give up his 3 MVPs, all regular season MVPs, for an extra ring somewhere? Even
yes.
an extra ring where he didn't play good in it, but he has no MVPs at all.
Yes.
Would you trade that? Okay.
So would
That's probably a little easier. Yeah, I know he would. But as fans, like, yeah. And the
Like,
reason I propose
I
that
don't
is
care. The regular season MVP is a cool award, but if you're not in the dance at the end, who gives a crap?
right, but the reason I mention that is because you know what that would bring. Could you imagine the
Yeah,
argument right now if he had a seventh ring, but yet no MVPs at all?
yeah.
Guess what?
It,
Guess what?
yeah, it takes away the fact of he was never the best in a given year among his peers.
It's
It does do
exactly
that.
what we say. It's exactly what we say about Drew Brees. Okay,
Yeah,
it's what we say about Roethlisberger.
it depends on the year. Because if you said to me you could take away all of Brady's MVPs and give him 2007, it's a no-brainer,
Oh,
I think.
oh, that's easy. Yeah, I mean, you just gave up 2 Super Bowls for that, but I'm just saying, just a random off-year Super Bowl. Let's say '06. It's just
Okay.
we go on to beat the Colts, and then we go on to beat the Bears. It's not like an impressive year or anything, but it's just kind of
Yeah.
there. It's like a random year, and we get that. But yet he never gets a regular season MVP. The arguments are going to be a little more difficult because it's going to be like it's all Belichick. But see, one thing about Tom's MVPs is that it gives us ammunition to say no. He's got personal awards as well.
Yeah.
So okay, how about this? How about this? We give him a 7th Super Bowl. Let's say '06. Okay,
Okay.
'06 or 2015. Either one. Just a random off year, like a random year.
06.
Okay, '06. So you give him '06, but he has no MVPs in the regular season or no Super Bowl MVPs.
Ooh, no. No. Oh. No. No, I don't think so. I think you need, well, you don't need, but I think it is useful to have that personal achievement in there somewhere. So if it's not regular season, you did it in the postseason, even though he's got all the postseason records, you've got something that says, we've noticed you did the best. And I definitely make it '06 as well, because in '06, he would have beat a still really good Peyton Manning rather than a 15 you beat the defense because Peyton was
Right.
shot.
Right.
So, yeah, that's quite hard, but no, I don't think so. Israel's just give you a super chat for what we're talking about.
Let's see here. Israel, $2 super chat. He says, I would just trade 2018 for 2007 and nothing else. So you would not trade any of the other Super Bowls for '07. That's interesting.
I would trade every other Super Bowl for '07.
Yeah, all of them. I would even I would trade the comeback for '07.
Yeah,
I would
so
trade.
would I.
Yeah.
One of the things that's really useful for is it will shut my friend up, because every time it's always, oh yeah, well, we finished the season. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Psycho Mantis sends a $5 super chat. He says, if they won 2006, would they have gone out and gotten Moss the following year? Nope, absolutely
Probably.
not. And that, thank you, Psycho. That segues me into the next thing I want to tell you about. We have a new series. I'm introducing to you guys because you guys are the core of VAS. Okay, you guys are here live, sit with me for hours. You send super chats. You're here every week, and even if you don't send super chats, you're here, and that's all that matters. Okay, you're here. So I like to kind of unveil things on you guys. But we have a new series. It's called The Blue Box. Okay, and of course you'll like this, Jason. It's referring to Doctor Who's Time Machine.
Okay.
The Blue Box. Okay, and what this series does is we go back in time and we change one thing. So you name the situation or something that you know throughout history, and you pose the question, we change one thing, and it's our job to connect the dots of everything that could happen afterwards. Now, this
So
isn't some
Brady, what was that? The Brady episode where he ends up with the Jets and Bill doesn't come to the Patriots, connecting all those reverse dots.
exactly. But this isn't the generic like Dave Demeshek's NFL, where he just starts drawing random shit like Ben Roethlisberger's marries Gisele Bundchen. I mean, what does that have to do with anything? It's
Yeah, who
stupid.
cares?
Okay. The premise of this and why it's important
is you have to do things that are realistic. Okay? So you have to follow things that are legitimately possible, that are in line with real history. Okay? So if you say, like Psycho Mantis post here, and the reason that this got my attention to talk about this is because he says, if they won in 06, would they have gotten out and gotten Moss the following year? Well, that's a great concept. Here's what would happen. We'd have to go back and we'd have to look at what was the motive for getting Moss in 07. The motive for getting Moss in 07 is that Tom had nobody to throw to in the AFC Championship game. Okay? And they saw trends in the NFL moving. The Colts had changed the coverage rules, so the system was changing, the NFL was changing. Belichick knew that this had to happen. However, if they do win the Super Bowl in 06, maybe they don't make that kind of move. Maybe they go in a different direction. It's possible. We'd have to look into that. But that would be the concept. And it's harder than it sounds because you have to stay within reality limits, basically. So.
Sorry,
But everything okay?
I'll be right back. I'm just trying to sort out the power issue.
Yeah, no worries. No worries.
Yes.
So it's not as easy as it sounds, but the first episode, we already have this out, and me and Jared had put a lot of work into this already. But the first episode is, what if Michael Vick never went to prison? And the reason we're starting with that one is because the effects that it has on the NFL and the ripple effect it would have. And it might sound to some of you like, how in the world would Michael Vick going to prison have any effect on anything? It changes everything. Okay? It just changes everything. It changes how the draft is done. It changes the coaching ranks. Who goes where? Who signs what free agent quarterbacks? And everything is in flux now. It alters all of it. And even our NFL as it is right now would be a little different because of that. And it's way more than just Michael Vick went to prison. There's so much involved. Okay? For example, I'll give you a little insight into it. The coach that the Falcons hired was brought in specifically to make Vick an even bigger threat in the passing game. That's why he was brought there. But it didn't work out because they had to bring in, they didn't have Vick anymore, and then it all unraveled. And then, of course, we all know he left and went to coach Arkansas. But just that alone changes. So now you've no longer got a crappy Falcons team, and after Mike goes to prison, you no longer have Matt Ryan going to Atlanta. Okay. Now I'm not going to tell you everything that's in the video because that's what it's about, but I'm just trying to show you how you have to stay within the confines of reality. You can't just make up drafted X team. You can't say, oh well, Matt Ryan will go to my favorite team. No, he won't. You need to show back in 2008 a legitimate argument for why that team would have drafted Matt. Were they looking for a quarterback that year? Did they need a quarterback there? If they didn't, then no, you can't say that Matt Ryan would have been somewhere to that team. You follow? So It's
Yeah, there's a lot of ramifications you have to take into account for each
right.
different
And
movement.
and just to let you guys know, we created this concept in a Legion group a while back. All of us together. Do you remember when we were talking about that? That was, my God, that was like 6 months ago. But
Yeah.
just to let you know how serious I take this stuff, because I love time travel and alternate universes and history. I love that. So I take it very seriously. But I contacted a software developer, a guy who does scheduling, NFL and all sports scheduling. And we paid him, okay, to create for me the last 20 years of all outcomes of each season. But the key is, if I go in and alter a game, let's say I go into 2008, week 13, and give one team a victory that happened instead, the whole thing changes, and the software presents me with a different outcome, a different draft order, a different seating, everything changes now. And
Yeah, definitely.
is that not badass? Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's the almost like it's a string effect, isn't it? So
Yes,
they'll just reorder completely.
it'll
From
change everything.
from that point, then completely changes.
Exactly. So, for example, if Vic doesn't go to prison and Bobby Petrino does what he did in college, which was that's what he does. He takes running quarterbacks and makes them better at passing. If that happens, then now we have to go into the schedule and give the Falcons some victories where the game was close, because we would assume that with Vic would have made the difference. When you change those things, you change the playoff seeding, and then you change the draft, the next year's draft order. All that changes. And so this guy built us, okay, an engine that will predict that. And he did it for all years post the division realignment. So everything from 02 to now, I can do this with. Is that not effing awesome?
That's cool. Very cool. That's so many changes.
Yeah, it's just one player moves. And Vic doesn't have to win the Super Bowl. That's not even about that. His presence changes decision making of what all the other organizations do now. So if Matt Ryan's not going to Atlanta, then maybe the Jets sign him. Okay? Instead of, and so what happens to what happens to Brett Favre? Where does Favre go? Who does the Green Bay Packers where does he end up being traded to later on? So you see, it's just like it's
and
crazy.
The thing is, as well, you've also got, as much as you can't predict them, it's also that would also change so many personal effects. I know this is going off professional within the league, but that would also potentially change so many personal things. So different players that, I don't know, had a bad season, got an injury in the knees, or got arrested for something or something like that. There's so many different scenarios that could have an effect on.
Exactly. And thank you, Salma Pizza. I really appreciate that, man. And that's this is the kind of stuff your money's going to. Okay. It wasn't easy to get something like this. When I approached the guy, he kind of thought I was crazy at first. He was like, "Why would you want to go back in, change an outcome, and then have it rewrite it?" And I'm like, "Because I want to change the past. I want to time travel." He goes, and after he finished and sent to me the results, he was like, "This is badass, dude." I was like, "Oh, thanks." So
this is the thing. It's very much in line with a very famous movie director in Quentin Tarantino. He changes the past all the time. Take that film Inglourious Bastards. Oh, I'm just going to rewrite history how I want to do it. So he did. Whatever.
Is that the movie where I've never seen it, but is that the one where one of the Nazi soldiers goes, Are we the baddies?
Possibly.
Are
I
we
can't
the
remember. I've only
baddies?
seen it once some time ago, but like
Yeah.
the way just completely changed history. It's just
Yeah.
like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I like that. Gemini just put either way, Brady ends up the GOAT probably.
Yeah, but there's so many concepts. But the reason we're starting episode 1 off with Vic is just because it's something just kind of off the wall that's a little out of the spectrum. But then, of course, we will get down to other things. Jared's got a great one that he's working on about it involves Marino and Elway and the draft, the how crazy the draft was in '83. You change one thing and it changes NFL history forever. The effects
Yeah,
just,
I mean, the further back you go, the change you make has a bigger effect later on. It's like the ripples of the pond, isn't it?
Right.
It's just like one thing you change, the bigger the effect becomes.
Exactly.
Or the closer to the epicenter you are, as it were.
Exactly. So, but to be honest, I know people have done this, the what if stuff, but they did not do the rules correctly. The rules matter. And the rules are, it has to be within reality. It has to be within reason. You can't just make up shit. You can't do that. Okay? Everything has to follow the pattern of reality. Just only that one switch. And I find it fascinating. So, but it's called the Blue Box, referring to Doctor Who's telephone booth that is a time travel device.
Yeah.
The TARDIS. Yeah.
By the way, Daniel can't believe that you haven't seen Inglourious Bastards.
I'm not a fan of his movies. The ones I have seen come across to me as like kind of generic almost. Like kind of odd, I guess is the word. Like the Kill Bill movies, I didn't like them. But
yeah, I mean, they're very easy entertainment. It's just pure violence, isn't it? There's not really much substance to it. But.
Well, there's just certain directors that are very famous, and then since they're famous, I try to watch their stuff, and it just doesn't like David Lynch. I don't get him. Like everybody is a big on him. So I watched Lost Highway, and I'm like, what? Lost Highway? I'm lost. Call me a lost viewer. All right. And trust me, I love intellectual movies, and I even love art house sometimes. But some of this stuff was just too like, okay, are you trying to tell a story here, or are you up your own ass?
I mean, it's like quite a few of my friends can't believe that I've only seen that movie Fight Club once.
Which movie?
Fight Club. It's
Fight Club, yeah.
Yeah, it's Brad Pitt film, isn't it? But
yeah,
I've only seen it once, and yeah, fine, whatever. It was one of those movies that I watched, and I'm not really too fussed about watching again. So, but yeah.
Well, I'm a big fan of David Fincher, who directed Fight Club.
Yeah.
But my favorite movie of all time is Seven. Have you ever seen that? With Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. Yeah, that movie is a big deal to me. But
yeah, I've seen that film.
Yeah. Are we the baddies? I don't know what that's from. Yeah. Daniel says it's from BBC, but I just thought that was hilarious. That did seem like something that I would say would be from a Quentin Tarantino movie. So
there's so Gemini's put Vaughn, how long is the Michael Vick simulation? What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean by that? Like, what year does it start? Or like, how long does it go, or how long's the video itself? Because I'm not completely done yet, so I don't know how long the video is. But Milena, were you talking to me?
Did you capture that was already in super chat?
Let me look.
I've just I've just noticed the comment actually from earlier. I didn't see it before from some random Patriots fan. It's quite funny actually. The Cowboys are on the verge of both the top 3 pick and a playoff spot. Oh my god!
The NFC, the
That's
NFC
the dumbest
East is the embarrassment of sports. It's the embarrassment of America. It's the embarrassment of humanity. It's the embarrassment of the Milky Way galaxy.
It's astonishing. I saw Skip Bayless talking to his fellow puppet opposite him the other day, and he was talking about he doesn't know whether he should bail on his Cowboys and they lose the rest of the season, or if they're going to win the division. It's like, what an interesting conundrum for you to be in at this point, talking about either winning the division or losing out the rest of the season. What? Weird. Some random Patriots fan. Quote, the football team has won the NFC East. Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Any football team.
Jim and I says like based on one season. No. So wherever the question is posed, like at what point in time the question is posed, we follow every single thing forever as long as those effects are still happening. So Michael Vick went to prison. Every single thing that happened after he could no longer play for Atlanta, everything that happened since then, I will follow up until any of those guys involved who were affected by it would be retired. So up until now, basically. So yeah. It's not easy. It's not easy. But that's what makes it good. Because anybody can just go back and make up shit. But to make it make sense and for it to actually be legitimate and plausible, that's the difference. So
yeah, you need to have an end point as such.
So then there's the good ones we'll have, of course. Like if we win the Super Bowl in 07, well, okay, well, what's the cascade effect there? It's no week 1 against the Chiefs, so Brady doesn't get hurt. So now
I was going to say, or if Brady doesn't get hurt in 08, what's the cascade of that?
Exactly. So what happens there? Do they go undefeated again? That kind of thing. So there's all kinds. Of course, we will have ones involving Patriots and Brady, but we'll also do other people and all the other things. So,
yeah, there are some really good ones. What if Jimmy Johnson doesn't trade Herschel Walker to the Vikings for all those picks?
Yeah.
Who turn out to be Emmitt Smith and bloody Aikman and all those guys.
You know what? The thing about that is that it's not just based on the trade.
No.
It's based on the decision making of the draft.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
People assume if the Vikings didn't make that deal, that they were somehow going to get, Emmitt Smith and all those other guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, no. It doesn't mean that at all. You didn't have Troy Aikman. You didn't have Michael Irvin, who were there already. No. Okay? You didn't have Jimmy Johnson, who's a good coach. You didn't have those things in place. So, but people like to assume that, the Vikings did a bad deal. The Vikings did not do a bad deal.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
They got a great running back who it just didn't work out, But people are acting like they traded Cowboys dynasty for Herschel Walker. That dynasty wasn't going to happen in Minnesota. No. Everything had to happen in Dallas the way it did, because of those people. And that's what what irks me about people when they go back in time and try to change things, or how we always heard
the decision is exactly the same in the other place. And
the what?
Made that. They usually assume the decision is exactly the same in the other place.
Right.
So,
right.
And you try to change the narrative for that, and it doesn't work.
So if they say, Aaron Rodgers would have won all these Super Bowls. If Tom Brady wins 6 with Belichick, Aaron Rodgers wins 10.
Yeah.
Dude, it doesn't work like that. You've got to factor in every single decision that
Well, I
would
mean,
reflect that.
I remember watching those idiots on First Take, I think it was, and they actually had Brewski on, and this is a few years ago now, and I think it was, and they were, saying to him, I think it was Kellerman at the time was saying, that Aaron Rodgers would have ridiculous success if he went to New England and had Belichick. It would be so unbelievable that the rest of the league would just quit. They'd win 10 Super Bowls. And Brewski straight away comes out and says, really? How do you think Aaron Rodgers would have acted having a second round pick spent on a quarterback? Obviously Jimmy G. They didn't have nothing to say because there was nothing to say because he would have been pissed like he was when they drafted the guy now. So,
well, and here's something to give you something really to think about. All right, is that if we did the format based off of the blue box rules that we're doing, Belichick would have never ended up with Aaron Rodgers to begin with. How would he have acquired him? Because here's what would have had to happen. In order for Belichick to draft Aaron Rodgers in 2005, that would have meant that Belichick didn't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay. But that would mean that Tom Brady never happens in New England.
Yeah.
If Tom Brady never happens in New England, Bill Belichick is not the coach of the New England Patriots in 2005.
No chance.
He's been fired for a second time. Okay? He's a coordinator somewhere, probably in Dallas. In fact, I'll guarantee that he would be the coordinator in Dallas. He'd be the defensive coordinator in Dallas for Parcells. That's where Belichick would have been. So there is no Aaron Rodgers involved. You can't, even that premise alone doesn't even make it plausible. Okay? It doesn't even make it, it's not possible at all. Belichick was never going to end up with Aaron Rodgers. So you lose just by the premise alone. Because you'd have to go back before, like, how did he even get him? Well, he couldn't. It doesn't work like that. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Addy sends a $2 super chat. He says, what if the fumble never occurred? I'll be honest with you. When I first popped that up, I thought it said the butt fumble.
So did I for a split second. That's what I read it as straight away. Even though the word isn't even there, I just read it as that straight away.
Well, the Cleveland Browns, you would have gotten annihilated by the 49ers.
Yeah, I mean, that
yeah, I mean, nothing changed except the people who got embarrassed.
You just get one game further.
Yeah. Sorry, Eddie.
Yeah.
I don't think
that would
moves.
have been pretty, Eddie. I'm sorry.
Poor Eddie. I just shot him down.
Yeah. I'd love to say, oh, the Browns have a Super Bowl, but no.
Yeah, I would like to say that too, but yeah, that wasn't going to happen. More like maybe they would have had a better shot if the drive didn't happen.
Yeah.
But they were not going to beat that team the year of the fumble, which was the following year, I believe. So yeah, I don't think that wasn't in the so. Some random Patriots fan said, all I know about the Cowboys dynasty is it's Leon Lett. No, Leon. I remember watching that on Thanksgiving. We were all just like, what is he doing? Like, why did he do that? It was always Leon Lett. It was always him. Always. I don't know if you guys, I don't watch basketball much, but I did follow Shaq's show called Shaqning a Fool. There was a basketball player he was always picking on all the time, JaVale McGee. This guy was just screwed up every week, and Shaq was just ripping him hard. And that Leon Lett is the JaVale McGee of the NFL, and that's.
See, I mean, see, Twice is putting here. If the butt fumble didn't occur, the world would be a less happy place. Correct.
Okay. Let's get down to business. If the butt fumble doesn't occur, the Patriots never win another Super Bowl, and aliens visit and destroy us and enslave mankind.
Exactly. It's just bad. And some random Patriots fan, it's not the tuck rule game, it's the snowball. But What if the Tuck rule never happened? We just win from 2003. It's fine.
Yeah,
No,
I actually I
that's a
don't buy.
huge ramification.
I don't know if I buy into the premise that if we don't win in 01, we don't win in 03.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, that defense was ridiculous in 03.
I mean, 02 was a very down year, weird, awkward year. It didn't seem to have any effect. So
Yeah.
I just
Was
don't.
it
I don't
9 and
know.
7, something?
Yeah. So maybe what happens is it gives Belichick, just being in that divisional game alone gives Belichick another year. He's no longer on the hot seat anymore. So now he's able to. Yeah.
I also think as well, Brady's still QB1. Like,
Sure.
he's done well enough to still be QB1. I don't think Drew gets his job back.
No matter what, Drew was gone. He was gone.
Yeah.
By the end of this regular season, Belichick had already decided that Tom is the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, if that doesn't tell you, look at Drew coming back in the AFC Championship game against Pittsburgh, and then him still giving Tom the job. Played well, but still gave Tom the job. I mean, it was done. It was over. So
he knew which QB he was going to win with more.
Yeah,
that's fine. See Twice's comment is great. Aliens were about to invade, and then they saw the butt fumble and were like, "Nope, fuck that planet, we're out."
Well, if you ever watched the Bill and Ted movies, where if they don't write their hit song, the universe doesn't align and everything goes there's no peace and stuff. So if the butt fumble doesn't happen, then so that's basically. Oh, look how nice. Yeah, Nicholas, if it's so piss poor, why don't you call?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sounds the alcohol.
But of course, you guys know the Brady's on bye, and then we've got the Chargers, and the Chargers are a very odd team. They're,
Do you see the fact though? They are. It says a lot about their coaching. The fact that they've got a great young quarterback. They've got ridiculous weapons on their offense. They've got Joey Bosa on their defense, and they're a freaking 1-point underdog at home, and that's based off coaching. They're based that on Belichick versus oh God, what's his name? Anthony Lynn, and that's what they're based that on. It's like, and obviously the fact that Belichick hasn't lost to a rookie QB in I think 7 years, so he's like 5-21 against rookies, so 5-25, something like that. So, yeah.
Some random Patriots fan asked the question if Bledsoe would have won with the Patriots in 2001. Well, the problem with that would have been Drew likes to throw the ball deep a lot. And sometimes, as good as he can also be very Brett Favre-ish in his decision making. And if he would have committed those errors against the Rams, I think it would have been too much. It would have been, it wouldn't have been possible to
Kurt Warner threw a pick 6 in that game, and they still started.
Still almost back. Won. Yeah.
Like, if that game had gone to overtime, that would have been worrying because they had the momentum. So, that wouldn't have been good. And to be fair, for this, I like Justin Herbert. I think the guy's.
Oh yeah, me too.
I think he's really good. I think he's way better than anyone thought he was going to be. And we got to keep his butt on the sideline this weekend because he is good, very good. I mean, the thing is, it's not a case of they're beat up on crap teams. Like, he threw 4 touchdown passes against the Saints, and I think 2 of them, if I remember rightly, were brilliant throws. one of them was on the move. So yeah, he's good, and I think we'll do well if we beat them. I think that's gonna go well.
Let's see here. You guys want to take a look at the quarterback MVP rankings?
Yeah.
Let me see. Pull these up here.
Okay, I didn't realize
So,
that. See, Twice was saying he was hoping all the draft out about Herbert was going to work and he was going to fall to us. I must admit I didn't know a great deal about him, so that's not something I was thinking of. But yeah, I mean, you would have been right if that had happened.
actually, I'm going to screenshot the top 10 and then I can just pull it up for you guys to look at. Sound good?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to publish this in a video, but I'll give you guys the first look at it. Wait, one.
Yeah, no, I agree, Gemini. When they do take the leash off Herbert properly and he's acclimated to the offense properly in the next few years, yeah, he's going to be pretty special. I agree.
Okay, got it. Okay, so here's the top 10 right now. Now, what you see on the far right, those are the VAS point system, and so you kind of know the difference. Now, Mahomes is going to have to be really bad, okay, for him to lose the MVP at this point. So I think he's pretty good to go. So unless something, God forbid something happens to him or whatever, but I think it's his to lose at this point. Shaq sends a $5 super chat. He says, if this was around the time we were thinking of going to visit you in LA, maybe next year. Exactly. I know. I thought about that the other day. I was like, right now we should be all getting together at this point. It's just this year has sucked. So many things I wanted to accomplish and I didn't get done. It's just, I think a lot of people feel that way. Thank you for the super chat, Shaq.
I think this is the first year in probably 10 years, not counting years I was on deployment, that I haven't gone to the States to watch a Patriots game. Like,
yeah, it's weird. Just everything. But so what we have here is, I want you to take a look at number 2.
have you seen Adi's comment? He thinks you have a glaring omission from that list.
Oh yeah?
Yep.
Yeah. You guys have to understand that the formula here, it values winning. Okay? Winning is important. This is about, you cannot be MVP if you're not winning. You could rack up points, you could rack up all kinds of different things, but this formula looks at all of these things. For example, if you throw some touchdown passes but you lose the game, those touchdown passes are not as valuable. But if you throw an interception but you win the game, then that interception doesn't cost you as much. And we also put up a lot of other things, like from game to game, based off of what they were facing. But Ben Roethlisberger being at 11-0 clearly has helped him. But the dude has stats. Now, everyone is looking at what I call vanity stats, passer rating and shit like that. Okay? It's all fancy. Completion percentage. Okay, well, guess what? How many guys have a 68% or higher completion percentage right now? There's like 10 of them at least. It's not that big of a deal. The NFL has shifted towards safe throws and relied on a lot of yak. Okay? That's what the deal is right now. That's the whole, it's all the rage. So what this does is this looks into every single thing that the quarterback does. Every move he makes, every completion he makes, the yards he makes, in what context that they were used. And this is the result of that. Rodgers is only fifth. He's only fifth because his contribution is not as dynamic as these other guys. You can look at these stats, the QBRs, and all the shit you want. You can do what's called the eye test, which everyone talks about on ESPN stuff. Oh, the eye test, the eye test. Yeah, okay. Aaron Rodgers is flashier when he throws a 20-yard pass than Josh Allen is. But it's still a 20-yard pass. Okay?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. The formula doesn't give a shit if how fancy Rodgers is throwing a pass. All it knows is that Josh Allen is a barely, less than a point, but a little over a point actually, barely a little more important to the Bills right now as far as his impact. Okay? Now, This isn't saying that I think Aaron Rodgers is not as important to the Green Bay Packers organization as Josh Allen is. All this means is that Josh Allen is a tad bit, he's more hands-on involved than Rodgers is at this point. Just barely. And, of course, Wilson being at 3 makes perfect sense. They might as well just rename the Seahawks to the Seattle Russell Wilsons. But it's clear
they are getting better now. They are They are getting a bit more rounded because they get a bit physical when they have a running game. So Carson's back, and their defense is starting to play better. So they are becoming a bit more of a more rounded team because they were, when they were going to play just decent teams in the playoffs, they weren't going to last long because Russell Wilson can't beat everybody by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Jake. Dunlap is making a huge difference on that D-line. Absolutely.
Yeah, the problem for Brady is he's getting killed right now in the formula because all of his picks are in losing games.
Yeah.
If Tom doesn't throw a pick, they win. So basically, none of his picks. It'd be better for him if his some of his picks were in victory instead of losses, because then they wouldn't weigh in near as much, and he wouldn't be. But he's getting killed for it. He's got 9 interceptions that he's getting full negatives because he lost in those games.
Yeah,
that's a lot
of picks. He's got 11 in total, hasn't he?
Huh?
I think he's got 11 in total, hasn't he?
Right, and 9 of those 11 are costing him because he's getting full penalty for that because of those losses. And these other guys have some interceptions. Like Wilson's got a pick 6 on his record. That doesn't even matter because he won the game.
Yeah.
As where Brady's pick 6s, the 2 he's got, one of them cost him. Now, one of them didn't, but one of them costed him the game. As were Rodgers. Rodgers took a hit there, by the way. I failed to mention that. Rodgers has a pick 6 against the Bucs that gave him full penalty, and if he had won the game, it would have been changed that. But that's the deal. There's so many variables involved. You couldn't imagine. We're talking. I factor in drop passes, factor in bad throws versus on target throws. I even factor in how good their running back is. So if you've got a running back who's a freaking workhorse doing everything, or if you're a guy who has no running game, that helps you. I mean, that helps your case in the formula. That
unlocks play action then, doesn't it? So
I even factored in coaching. Okay, so There's so many things involved, but Brady could be higher if it didn't have those picks, and if they won some more games. If they had just won 2 of the 5 they've lost, I think he'd actually be over Rodgers and maybe even Allen right now. Actually, I know he would be. If they had won 2 games and only if they had only lost 3 so far instead of 5, Brady would probably be somewhere between 3 and 4, because he's got the volume stats and on the week-to-week stats. Okay, which is where I weigh.
Yeah, I mean, he's second in the league at the moment with passing yards, I think, only to Mahomes. I think he's got 3,300 yards. Like
right. But also, I give a lot of weight to air yards versus I don't to yak. I don't care about yak. Okay?
Yeah.
It's a factor, but they get credit for that in the week-to-week yardage anyway, so I don't give special credit for that. I do give extra credit for air yards. But the week-to-week balance, so let's say completions. In week 5, you're playing a team. I take a look at that defense. How many completions are they giving up until that game? And then if you throw more than what that defense was giving up on average up until that day, then you get bonus points for that.
Yeah. Yeah, because you've
exceeded
shredded more than they should have been.
Exactly. You've exceeded, but you need to get into the positive. And what that does, it's much more effective. If I just give everybody credit, as in I say all completions are the same, in regard to who is playing at a higher level, I can't do that because a 1-yard shovel pass is not the same as a 40-yard throw for whatever. It's just there's a difference in that regard when we're trying to weigh the purpose of each thing. So I take each game in that schedule for each player. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of shit, but it's definitely the most effective. And a lot of people are going to look at this result and go, yeah, right, Rodgers is only 5. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry, but there's other guys that are actually impacting their team more. And you want to say all you want about Big Ben, but he's 11-0 right now. And that's why he's up there. I guarantee you, the moment Roethlisberger loses a game, he will drop. Yeah. That's what's got him up there. But this is a fluid list. That's the whole idea. It's a fluid list. So each week it changes. But there we are right now. There is your top 10. I tell you who sticks out to me that I don't think anybody's mentioned yet. I haven't seen that. Watson is in there. That's pretty badass.
Well, I mean, like, for example, he's the only QB that's thrown 300 yards on us all season. So
yeah,
and we played some good guys, Mahomes, Wilson, and he's the only one who's thrown 300 yards on us. So
exactly, but to be in the top 10, look at all the other quarterbacks.
Yeah, exactly.
They've all got winning records.
Yeah,
he's the only one
running for his life.
Yeah. Do you know how many negatives he has on him? How many games where he threw for yards and touchdowns and stuff that he's not getting credit for because they lost, and he still made his way to 9th? That's incredible. It really is. So
yeah, I feel so sorry for that guy. Jeez.
I don't like seeing Tom out of the top 5, but the formula is the formula. I can't like.
No, exactly.
I mean, it sucks, but it's the way it goes. So
have to be risking less biscuits, as Arians would put it.
If they were if the Patriots had been more efficient, the Bucks had been more efficient and done things Brady's way like he'd done before, I almost wonder if they even have a loss right now. If they do, they're probably, only 1 or 2.
I think they probably still have, because of obviously not having the time together. I think they probably still have their 2 losses to the Saints.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I don't think they have 5 That's for sure.
But it would be much better, much better. So
yeah.
I like that. Some random Patriots fan. Facts don't care about your feelings. Quote, quarterback MVP formula. That is damn true. It does not care about my feelings. It does not care that I am a Tom Brady fan. It does not care that I don't want to see Mahomes at the top of the list because of Nick Wright's dumbass. It doesn't care that I want what I want or what I don't want. So,
and this is the thing. It's like I've never had any feelings either way about the Chiefs, to be honest. But I mean, I used to like them a bit back in the day, just because I used to really like watching Gonzalez play. But no feelings either way. But I've grown to dislike them just because of Nick Ryan. Right. That guy is making me, and they're a really entertaining team to watch. Like, you know what I mean? They've got track stars everywhere. They've got a really fun QB who does some great stuff. And I can't fucking stand them because of that idiot. It's just, he's insufferable. But yeah, I mean, it's a bit ridiculous, really.
Well, Chris Sims, you're a douche. I just want to say that the shit talking he's been saying about Brady, it's just, come on, it's
he's an idiot.
Screw that guy. So
no, I don't think anyone puts any real stock in what that man says anymore, because it's just, you know, the day you sing to Aaron Rodgers is the day that you lose all credibility in anything, in any fact of life. That's it. You're useless as a human at that point.
It's like I said the other day with on the Facebook page. I said you could have Shannon Sharp making out with LeBron James in Tiananmen Square, okay, on live television, and it wouldn't be as creepy as Chris Sims' interview with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, pretty much.
Facts. It wouldn't be as creepy. All right. I have never seen anything like that in my life. He sang a song to him.
I definitely haven't. I've never seen something that cringeworthy, like, ever. And to be fair, I actually kind of feel sorry for Aaron Rodgers, because he is associated with that forever. Like, anytime, I mean, if I was one of Rodgers' friends, like, he would be getting that as a damn gift every day, just, you know. And then on his birthday or something like that, I'd be sending him freaking digital tapes of that to put up. Oh my God, I'd have a projector put outside his house and that projected on it and all sorts of crap, just to drive him nuts, because that is just, insane.
You know, one thing I give to Aaron Rodgers credit is that he was legitimately freaked out.
Yeah.
All right. It's not like he was enjoying himself, and he was just like, dude, you are creepy.
Yeah. Get away from me.
I mean, before the first time I watched it, before it even got to the point of the song at the end, it had already reached levels of cringe and craziness that I'd never experienced from a so-called professional. Okay.
And a so-called peer, like he was a quarterback himself.
Yeah, he was a quarterback himself. It's not like one of us who's meeting Brady for the first
NFL
time.
One.
And it was already creepy because, let's see, before that point, he says, "Oh, what do you do like for your body? Do you watch their movements and how are you so good?" And it's like, what the dude, chill.
Yeah.
All right. And
how do you do the things you do? It's like, seriously, man, you've been a quarterback in the NFL. Like, you know, some of these guys can just do it. Just because you couldn't do it doesn't mean other guys can do it. And I mean, honestly, at one point, Rodgers' face, he did look like he just wanted to go, security, like, seriously, I'm scared now.
Dude, it's embarrassing. It was embarrassing. And then he at one point he asked him. He invited himself to a game. So he said, "Oh, Aaron, if you ever invite me to a game, I'll be at in your box or something. I can't remember exactly, but something creepy like that." Okay? He was inviting himself or trying to like invite himself, and then he asked them about, does he have any vices? What's your favorite drink? And I'm like, why? So he can like slip some hypnol in it or some shit. I mean,
Yeah, he's gonna turn
Aaron,
up to his house. Okay.
do not accept gifts from Chris Sims, please. Do not.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when Aaron would hit a golf ball, he'd go, "Oh yeah, oh God, ooh, oh God, oh yeah." Did you? What?
Oh man.
The only place I want to hear you saying something like that in public is at a strip club, dude. Okay, not a men's strip club. All right. That was creepy. And then if all of that wasn't bad enough.
Okay.
You're the greatest quarterback I've ever seen, forever and ever. What just happened? Wow.
Daniel's just actually ruined my mental life.
Why?
Why did you even do that?
Oh my God. Chris Sims was about 3 seconds from telling Rodgers to put the lotion on its skin.
No, I think the comment below that's worse.
He says, because you know Chris Sims wears an Aaron Rodgers suit at home and fondles himself.
I did not need that statement in my life.
But it's true. But it's true. Put the lotion on its skin or it gets the hose again. Put the lotion in the basket. Put the lotion in the basket. Put the lotion in the fucking basket.
That is
All right.
so bad.
So at what point is are we gonna find Aaron Rodgers buried in a well inside Chris Sims' home?
As soon as Chris Sims figures out a way to trick him there.
Hypnol?
I don't think he'd be stupid enough to drink around him. Like, I think he knows that would actually be a legitimate possibility of happening. I don't think he'd actually drink anything around.
You know what? I want to point out, guys. Now, Chris Sims knows who we are. He knows that we made fun of them. He was very unhappy about the videos that we made. But he's probably... do you think he's ever asked himself, why does this Von Allen guy hate me? Like, what is this guy's problem? Okay? And if that wasn't bad enough, he is now one of 4 emojis. So I was able to pick 4 emojis, and one of them is Chris Sims' mugshot. If he ran across this, he's probably got to be thinking, what is this guy's problem? Like, why is this dude after me all the time?
To be fair, in all honesty, if he wants an answer to that, he just needs to go and watch the clip of himself singing to Aaron Rodgers. Surely he would see that and go, wow, I am an asshole. Like, what am I doing? I need to take myself for a thorough slapping and then realign my life. Like, seriously. What the fuck? Oh,
what started my issue with Chris Sims was what he said about Brady. It's the things that he said about Brady, and that just kind of one thing after another. And then he gave me the greatest gift. I guess I'm a troll of his. I technically would be considered a troll in this case, right? He gave me the greatest gift a troll could ever get. That video of him singing to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I mean, until that point, I just treated him with mild neglect.
Right.
To be honest. Then that moment happened, and yeah, well, there you go.
There we go. Let's see. I got one last super chat here from Addy. He says, $2 super chat. He says, was Will Fork given credit for that fumble?
Yeah, he must have.
He would had to have. I mean, who else
Yeah, because even
Well,
though he pushed the lineman into Sanchez,
yeah,
he's
there's
still,
nobody else.
he's still the one
Yeah.
who caused it.
That's a
So
good
yeah,
question though.
must.
Like, is he literally on the stat sheet for that? That's a good one. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I think we've had a good night. We're almost
Yeah.
3 hours. So thank you guys for everything. You're going to be hearing from me a lot this next week. But thank you for join the memberships and stuff. And now that so many have joined, I think we might even get more icons and more. They'll let us have more emojis, so that'll be good. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, and really appreciate y'all. And go Pats! Let's take out the Chargers and get a even record. Let's go 500. 500. So
See you later, guys.
all right. Good night, guys. Bye.